The Slave Mother by Frances Ellen Watkins Harper. I have but four, the treasures of my soul. They lay like doves around my heart. I tremble lest some cruel hand should tear my household wreaths apart. My baby girl, with childish glance, looks curious in my anxious eye. She little knows that for her sake deep shadows round my spirit lie. My playful boys could I forget, my home might seem a joyous spot, but with their sunshine mirth I blend the darkness of their future lot. And thou, my babe, my darling one, my last, my loved, my precious child, oh, when I think upon thy doom, my heart grows faint and then throbs wild. The Ohio's bridged and spanned with ice, the northern star is shining bright. I'll take the nestlings of my heart and search for freedom by its light. Winter and night were on the earth, and feebly moaned the shivering trees. A sigh of winter seemed to run through every murmur of the breeze. She fled, and with her children all, she reached the stream and crossed it o'er. Bright visions of deliverance came like dreams of plenty to the poor. Dreams, vain dreams, heroic mother, give all thy hopes and struggles o'er. The pursuer is on thy track, and the hunter at thy door. Judea's refuge cities had power to shelter, shield, and save. E'en Rome had altars neath whose shade might crouch the wan and weary slave. But Ohio had no sacred fane to human rights so consecrate, where thou mayest shield thy hapless ones from their darkly gathering fate. Then, said the mournful mother, if Ohio cannot save, I will do a deed for freedom. She shall find each child a grave. I will save my precious children from their darkly threatened doom. I will hew their path to freedom through the portals of the tomb. A moment in the sunlight, she held a glimmering knife. The next moment she bathed it in the crimson fount of life. They snatched away the fatal knife. Her boys shrieked, wild with dread. The baby girl was pale and cold. They raised it up. The child was dead. Sends this deed of fearful daring through my country's heart no thrill? Do the icy hands of slavery every pure emotion chill? Oh, if there is any honor, truth of justice in the land, will ye not, as men and Christians, on the side of freedom stand? My God-Forsaken Seagull by Lauren Woodyard. The moment that I glimpsed into those beautiful brown eyes, nothing less than perfection and beauty present to my surprise. I loved her to the moon and back, I would always say, but her tortured future never, ever went away, to my dismay. She was a seagull spreading her wings along the stream until the alligator came to crush all of her destined dreams. That pernicious green Frankenstein came for me too, but I took the rest of my seagulls and escaped to Timbuktu. Then they found me. At night I toss and turn as the deep scars penetrate my soul. I can't breathe, eat, live without my precious seagull. Now I'm on the Taylor plantation, away from them all. I'm lonely, broken, and beaten as I let out a burly squall. I cannot live someone else's life for any future moment. The life I live might as well crush my face on the pavement. To them, I'm just another black rodent to be abducted by the hawk, to help cultivate their land and create exceptional livestock. One day I will leave this God-forsaken world. Until then, my dreams are a gateway. But wait, I just hurled. The poems The Slave Mother and My God-Forsaken Seagull both possess an identical theme and subject. Both poems convey how a mother feels about the brutality of slavery and how its effects will doom her children's future. In The Slave Mother, however, the mother puts her children's fate in her own hands. She is in a state of complete hopelessness and despair and ultimately kills her youngest daughter so that her daughter will never have to experience the absolute terrors of slavery. On the other hand, My God-Forsaken Seagull has a less dramatic rhetoric and also focuses on the hardships the mother will have to face while she is separated from her children. My God-Forsaken Seagull possesses a greater sense of hope towards the end of the poem as the mother conveys that one day she will leave and the brutal conditions of slavery will be abandoned. The language utilized in these poems depict these themes, but in a very different manner. The Slave Mother is greater in length and utilizes syntax to exemplify its theme and grasp the audience's attention. For example, in the final ending stanzas, the speaker conveys, "Do the icy hands of slavery every pure emotion chill?" This is one example of several in which specific word order helps convey the desperate voice of the speaker. My God-Forsaken Seagull is less uniform in the organization of the stanzas. While there are 6 stanzas, they are not uniform in the number of lines, as some stanzas have 4 lines, while some only contain 1 line.
This is done in order to place pauses in the poem and to exaggerate shifts in content. For example, stanza 3 states, "Then they found me." The usage of an exclamation point mid-sentence as well as a single sentence in the stanza displays an important transition as the mother is without her children. Similarly, the mother in the first poem is without her children figuratively because of slavery, and this is when she chooses to kill them, while she only successfully kills one of them. Also, while the second poem is less uniform in its stanzas, it is more uniform in rhyme. It follows an AA-BB rhyme scheme, while the first poem possesses an AB-CB rhyme scheme. While both poems use exceptional imagery, My God-Forsaken Seagull uses animal imagery in the form of metaphors in order to describe the torturous slave process. The speaker refers to those that enslave as alligators and hawks who prey on the slaves. Similarly, in The Slave Mother, they refer to those that enslave as hunters who similarly prey on the slaves. Also, both poems use ample amounts of alliteration in order to exaggerate the theme of the atrocities of slavery. Words like wan and weary and broken and beaten depict the horrible conditions that the mother and her children will forcibly have to endure. The first poem, however, directly confronts the audience with the ethicalities of these atrocities, and does so with rhetorical questions in the final stanzas. In the second poem, the mother does not reach the same extent. Therefore, both poems ultimately convey the same themes and effects of these themes, but do so very differently. The differences in style, language, and structure ultimately reach the same conclusion.